What foreigners really think of British people. Let's face it, British people have one of the most recognizable reputations on earth. Ask someone in Brazil, Japan, Nigeria, or Canada what comes to mind when they think of Brits, and chances are you'll hear about tea, manners, rain, or a fondness for queuing. But what's behind these stereotypes? And how do visitors and expats really see the British beyond the clichés? In this video, we'll explore what foreigners really think of British people, using insights from travelers, cultural analysts, and everyday interactions from those who've stepped foot on the quirky little island called the UK. Politeness that borders on Olympic-level courtesy. British people are known across the globe for their extreme politeness, and for good reason. In no other country will you hear sorry quite so much, often when the Brit wasn't even at fault. Step on a British person's toe? They'll apologise. Someone else pushes past them on the train? Still a sorry coming your way. Foreigners often find this both endearing and puzzling. In cultures where blunt honesty or emotional expression is the norm, the British tendency to sugarcoat and soften their words can seem overly indirect, or even passive-aggressive. But there's an art to this politeness. British people use manners like a social lubricant. It smooths interactions, avoids confrontation, and keeps everything pleasantly awkward. As one American expat once put it, a British person can tell you off and you'll thank them because it sounded so polite. This level of courtesy is seen not only in speech, but in behaviour, waiting patiently in queues, holding doors open, and offering a cuppa when things get tense. It's the unspoken foundation of British society, and it leaves a strong impression on anyone who experiences it. Tea isn't just a drink, it's a national identity. If there's one thing nearly every foreigner mentions, it's tea. The love of tea is so strong in the UK that it's basically a cultural institution. Brits drink an estimated 100 million cups a day, and it's not just about the taste, it's about what tea represents. Tea is comfort, conversation, crisis management, and celebration all rolled into one. If something goes wrong, someone will immediately suggest, "Let's put the kettle on." If something goes right, same response. New neighbor? Have a brew. Awkward silence? Tea will fill the gap. Foreigners often find this amusing at first, but many quickly fall into the habit. There's something undeniably comforting about the ritual, and many expats admit they miss it when they return home. From builder's brews to posh Earl Grey, the tea obsession is one of the most universally recognized UK stereotypes, and it's entirely true. Just don't get involved in the milk first versus tea first debate. That's a war no one wins. A wicked sense of humor. That's hard to decode. If you're visiting Britain for the first time, brace yourself for the jokes, and don't expect them to come with a punchline or a laugh track. British humor is famously dry, sarcastic, and understated, and it's one of the things foreigners either fall in love with or completely misunderstand. Whereas American humor might rely on obvious gags or energetic delivery, British comedy prefers to sneak up on you. It's subtle, sometimes dark, and often pokes fun at the speaker themselves. Think The Office, UK version, Blackadder, or anything starring Stephen Fry. Foreigners from cultures that value directness often struggle at first. Is the Brit being serious? Are they joking? Are they insulting me or themselves? Once the humor clicks, though, it's addictive. It's a way of seeing the world that's clever, cynical, and charming all at once. And for those who get it, British humor becomes one of the most treasured parts of living or traveling in the UK. This dry wit also pops up in everyday conversation, on the bus, in shops, or at the pub. It's part of the national personality and a big reason why what foreigners really think of British people often includes the words funny in a confusing way. reserved, private, but genuinely warm. Ask anyone who's moved to Britain what their first impression was, and many will say people seem polite but distant. Unlike cultures where open friendliness is immediate, think Italians or Latin Americans, Brits can take a while to warm up. Small talk is often about safe topics, weather, traffic, TV, and direct personal questions may feel intrusive. But over time, foreigners realize this isn't coldness. It's just the British way of being respectful of personal space and privacy. Once you earn a Brit's trust, you'll discover a depth of friendship that's rich and lasting. They may not shower you with affection, but they'll quietly show up when it matters, bringing humor, tea, and loyalty in equal measure. Foreigners often describe this gradual deepening of connection as refreshing, compared to more instant, but sometimes fleeting, relationships in other parts of the world. It's one of the subtler sides of British culture, but a powerful one. The sacred art of the queue. If there's one thing that really sets the British apart, it's their devotion to queuing. For Brits, a line is not just a method of order, it's a symbol of civilization. Foreigners often marvel at how naturally Brits form queues, at bus stops, pubs, shops, even when there's no clear need. No one tells them to do it, they just do, and heaven help the soul who dares to jump the queue. You'll feel the full force of silent judgment. This obsession with queuing is actually admired by many visitors. In a chaotic world, there's something soothing about the British commitment to fairness and taking turns. Interestingly, queuing is so ingrained in the British way of life that even discussions about queues are common. Was the line long? Did someone cut in? I was next, actually. These are all valid points of conversation. In short, if you want to blend in while visiting the UK, respect the queue. It's a national treasure. Pubs, not just drinking, it's a whole way of life. Foreigners are often surprised to learn that pubs in the UK aren't just about drinking. They're a cornerstone of community life. Unlike bars in other countries, British pubs are inclusive, family-friendly, and deeply woven into the fabric of everyday existence. It's where mates catch up, strangers chat, and life's joys and sorrows are shared over a pint or two. Some even bring their dogs. You might find quiz nights, Sunday roasts, live music, or just good banter with the locals. What shocks many visitors is the contrast between daytime Brits, who may seem shy or reserved, and pub Brits, who are open, lively, and sometimes downright hilarious. A trip to the pub is often where foreigners feel they really meet British people as they are, relaxed, funny, and unfiltered. The pub culture is not just about beer, it's about togetherness, storytelling, and tradition. Many expats say they've never experienced anything quite like it anywhere else in the world. The weather isn't just weather, it's a national conversation. British people talk about the weather a lot. And yes, it's 100% true. But why? It's not just small talk. The UK genuinely has unpredictable, ever-changing weather. You can start your day in sunshine, walk through fog by lunch, and end up in a drizzle by tea time. So yes, it's always worth discussing. But more than that, the weather serves as a social tool. It's the safe zone of conversation, perfect for breaking the ice or easing awkwardness. Whether you're speaking to a neighbor, a cashier, or a stranger at the bus stop, "Bit chilly today, isn't it?" is the go-to starter. Foreigners often find this amusing, especially those from sunnier climates. But over time, many come to appreciate the subtle brilliance of weather chat. It's a way of being friendly without being intrusive, and of finding common ground in shared experience. For those trying to understand British behaviour, this is a great place to start. Eccentric, loyal, and always backing the underdog. Perhaps one of the most surprising things foreigners discover is how eccentric Brits can be. Whether it's quirky fashion, odd traditions, or proudly weird festivals, like cheese rolling or bog snorkeling, the British embrace the unusual. This love of individuality runs deep. Brits may dress in outlandish costumes for charity runs, or speak in regional accents that baffle even other Brits, and they love it. Foreigners often describe the British as quietly rebellious in their own buttoned-up way. Another trait that stands out is their love of the underdog. Whether it's a failing football club, an awkward contestant on a reality show, or a long-shot political cause, Brits love backing the outsider. There's something in the national spirit that admires grit, humility, and perseverance, even when success seems unlikely. Foreigners often find this touching, and it adds to the enduring affection many feel toward the UK. Which brings us full circle to this truth. What foreigners really think of British people is that they're peculiar, proud, and quietly passionate. The British leave a strong impression. To the rest of the world, they are polite yet hilarious, reserved yet loyal, tea-loving, queue-forming, pub-going, weather-chatting bundles of charm. Whether you're visiting for a weekend or living there for a lifetime, one thing is guaranteed: you'll never forget the people. What foreigners really think of British people is that they're a rare blend of quirks, traditions, humor, and heart, and most wouldn't have them any other way. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.